How do you let go of people who obviously don't want to be around you anymore? Create a separation between the idealized image of the friendship in your head and reality. Often when we struggle to let go of someone, it's not actually the person we are clinging to, but the fantasy of what we want them to be. Your worth is intrinsic. It isn't tied to a proverbial goalpost positioned by someone outside yourself. Give yourself permission to feel the good things about yourself that you are trying to derive from this person. People who are not invested in you are not a good use of your time, energy, love, and effort. You deserve mutually fulfilling relationships that you don't have to beg for. Also, use this time to take an interest in yourself. Focus on you. Figure out what you want outside of the scope of anyone else. Honor those desires. Letting go is a good time to do this. I can't believe how true the part about idealized image of the friendship is. This is the best comment here so far. Yeah. Instead of remembering older times where maybe you did share the same interests, especially old primary or secondary school friends, find new ones that already have your interests. People grow up and travel down separate paths. Don't limit yourself to the people you hung out with so long ago. Kinda dealing with this myself RN. I find myself still wanting to message them, offer support and generally just be there for them. I keep having to stop myself. You just gotta take time and try to step back, even if you don't want to. That's what works for me. When you stop reaching to them first and see that it has no effect on them, then you realize that what you did was right and you have no value in their life. There are other people who want to meet someone exactly like you. You'll find them soon. I've been waiting 18 years without success. As a 66-year-old woman, I can assure you life is too short to spend an ounce of energy on people like this. Direct it to something that brings you pleasure. Get out of the house for a walk. Take a remote class. Call an old friend. Foster a cat. Bake some brownies to leave with a neighbor. Give it some time, but if you still can't let it go, see a therapist to talk it out. You'll find your way. It's so great when this perspective comes naturally with age. You don't want my cooking? By then. Easy peasy. As you age, the amount of things you stop giving a duck about only to realize that you didn't need to give them the attention in the first place is amazing. Haha. So true. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. All the performing I did to be liked. What a waste. Decide to let go of them and then remind yourself of that decision. It isn't easy, but the habit does build eventually. I wonder what they're up to. Oh, no. Wait. I've let them go. Apostrophe. Your brain will start to believe you eventually. Edit. Thank you for the awards, friends. Yes, and I find that allowing yourself to mourn the friendship helps too. It's a type of breakup, but for some reason it's less talked about in society. If they don't want to be around you anymore, respect yourself and create some distance between yourself and them. The world is a big place and life is too short, especially in the middle of a global pandemic, to keep the company of those who don't appreciate what you have to offer the world. Yeah. Also, why would you want to be around people who don't want to be around you? 'Cause sometimes the people used to want to be around you, and you've grown close to them. That and lots of people don't have many friends at all, so losing one is a pretty big deal. Completely true. But being around people who don't want to be around you hurts longer than losing a friend. The only difference is that letting them go is a relatively short but very strong pain, while clinging on to them is a long and relatively mild pain, which you might even grow accustomed to. Self-respect really dictates that you should just leave. Human nature makes that a difficult step. This is why probably every culture has some idiom similar to the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. Apostrophe. Yeah, I agree. It's kind of sad when you see a group where there's one person who's obviously disliked by the rest of the group, but sticks around anyway. After a certain point, that person would probably be happier if they found a new group, even if they've been in the current group for a long time. We accept the love we think we deserve. Accept the love you deserve. Don't settle for any less. Surround yourself with people who enjoy you and your company. I love that book. Just let them go. Whatever is going on in their heads isn't your responsibility. Yes, it's painful, and you may never know their reason. Happened to me with some best friends. They just ghosted me at a time when I was going through some personal crisis. They were people who always called me when they needed me, but I guess I stopped being useful/needed. So they weren't real friends after all. Yes, it hurts, and you may think it's so unfair. But once you let go of them completely, you'll find your peace. If you found yourself in the position of letting them go, doesn't that mean they were to leave one day or other? I just accept it. But depending of the situation, I'm willing to let them in again when they are open for it again. People who isolate themselves because of depression or got other issues because of life, I'm open to let them in again when they are ready. But people who tells you they got cooler people to hang with and treats you like air and freezes you out, I flat out ignore those people. I guess if you are around age of 16, it can hurt that more for some people where friendship feels like the world. Just accept it, even if it can be hurting or frustrating. There are other people out there, and or if you are one of those lucky people, you also got a good family who watches over you with care and love. Slowly stop being around them. The best way, I think, is to find another group of people who you feel comfortable around, and then you can start surrounding yourself with them. Over time you can spend more time together and start lessening the time with the people who don't want to be around you. You can do the same with yourself. If you don't want a new group of people, you can start having more me time and slowly transition to always spending time alone if you don't mind being alone, and try your best to stop contacting them as much if it's evident they don't want to be around you. You're only hurting yourself by putting yourself with them, if that makes sense. If everyone moves on without you checking in, then the truth is they don't really need you there. I'm on the flip side here. I'm the one who has sort of pushed my best friend away due to realizations with my own life and mental health. Initially he would always try to see what's up, and I'd just push him away more. Now he's slowly giving up and letting me be. But this isn't what I want. I still love him as a good friend, it's just hard to go back to how it was with the amount of shit going on with me right now. I don't want to part ways. Anyone got any advice? Tell him exactly what you told us. Tell him you need time to sort your head out. That's okay. Your friendship will get back to a better place if you're open and honest. Just peace out. Walk away mentally and emotionally before you walk away physically, and then don't turn around. Ace of base doesn't turn around. Be like Ace of base. They'll probably run back for you, but don't let them turn your head. Keep going. Keep that door closed. It's more humane. From someone who has recently got out of a toxic friend group, it's better to detach yourself slowly. I started focusing on self-love and simultaneously taught myself to let go. Today, I'm in a better place with better people who value me. But it all started with me being my own best friend. It can be a little hard, but it all gets better along the way. Did you leave the group chat, or did you just mute it? By toxic friend group I meant a toxic friend circle. I just decided not to talk to them anymore and keep my distance. My best advice is knowing your self-worth and focusing on yourself. I went through a rough patch this last year with someone not wanting me in their life anymore because of a breakup. The best thing I did for myself was delete my social media and take time for myself, doing things I enjoyed rather than sit around waiting for a change. I started to paint, do yoga, and go back to church, which I really enjoyed. I also changed my diet completely and started working out. I improved myself because I didn't want him to think I was devastated and dependent on him. I was devastated, but I didn't want to give him that satisfaction. Doing the things you enjoy will allow you to focus on that and start to forget. That helped me with letting go of my wish to be with him. I hope you're doing well. Focus on yourself. Don't let anyone question your self-worth. Do you still want to be around them? If so, why? If so, how much? If so, why? Loop that around a couple of times and you have the answer. Love this. Every minute you spend with them is a minute you cold spent on yourself or with someone who does want to be with you. People fall in and out of love in both romantic and platonic relationships. It's natural and it's fine. I understand it's natural, but it's really hard for me to find new romantic relationships. It's hard to bottle up the anger from having someone you did everything for ignore you. I've already struggled with depression so much and got out of it during my time with her. It hits like a truck that she left me when the sadness started all over again. Respect their choice and move on. Don't take it personally and get lost in it. It may be painful in the start, but you want to be with people that honestly want to be with you. But what if the reason they don't want to be with you anymore is personal and it's because of you? If one person decides to leave you unnoticed, it's nothing personal. If a lot of people in your life decide to leave you, then it might be time to start reflecting on yourself. Either way, respecting their choice is the best action to do. Like the saying goes, if you run into some asshole during your day, they are the asshole. If you run into assholes all day, you're the asshole. Find hobby or new friends to invest time until you don't think about them as much / stop caring. You make yourself your priority. If someone doesn't want me in their life, it's their loss. You can't and shouldn't want to control someone else's life and their choices. We all choose how long we are in each other's lives and for how long. If you aren't a priority person in their life, you shouldn't have them as a priority in yours. It's all about balance. This is what the great 2020 debacle has taught me. This is a terribly sad question to ask, and more than likely everyone reading will have some experience with it as well. For me it comes mainly down to respect for yourself. First up, you stop putting them first or even thinking of what they might want over and above not being around you anymore. Don't be mean or cold to them. Just stop contacting them. Maybe they'll instigate contact with you after that, and then you have to make a decision. But basically now you have to come to terms with this separation. More importantly, you're in control of the situation, and that is important. From there you just take it day by day. Boost yourself because you'll need it. Do worthwhile things that make you feel better, whatever that might be for you. Always be the bigger person in these situations. Much love to you. People who don't want me around and have other friends who can support them, just let them do whatever they want. They're an adult. People who don't want me around but don't seem to have anyone else around, contact them at increasing intervals to see if they want to be re-included in whatever it is you can offer them. Party invites, gaming sessions, exercise workouts, Zoom calls, etc. Close bracket. A simple yo, I'm cycling to X with a bunch of friends next weekend. Do you wanna join? Is sufficient. Introduce them to a few other people they might find common interests in. This is my favorite answer so far, since it has a bit of nuance. You never know why someone might be distancing themselves from you. They could be spiraling into depression, and take something small, like you going somewhere without inviting them, as a sign that you don't like them anymore, and probably never liked them to begin with, and were just hanging out because you felt bad for them. It gets easier with time. I know if I ask how long there won't be an answer, but it's been over a year and a half, and I still feel shook by the distancing of a close friend. I just reconnected with old friends, so that's helping, but I still think about this one every day. There's no time gate or checkpoint to pass. The more time passes, the easier it gets. Just like smoking. I haven't had a cigarette in 3 years, but I still want to smoke. It's just easier not to. It depends. Some people fall on hard times, illness, stress, have kids, etc., and are generally too busy to keep up with friends. I just give them their space and wish them luck. Other people develop weird issues with some part of my lifestyle, get jealous because I'm doing well in school, or we grow apart. As long as they're civil and keep my name out of their mouth, then I just give them their space and wish them luck. One day they might grow up and come around, and since they didn't try to do any damage, then no harm, no foul. Lastly, there are people who are two-faced shitlords who try and spread bad news about me, make up lies and rumors, and try to get my good friends to go against me. I just give them their space and wish them luck. They're going to need it. So, in other words, I don't give two damns. The people who matter in my life know who I am and where I stand on things. The people who could matter in my life always have the door open to them. The people who don't matter at all in my life just don't matter. So true about the jealousy. I've lost friends after I started doing well, got a BF, did more traveling, or got a new job. They ghost me or flake out on outings. It makes me feel like I'm not allowed to accomplish anything because it might upset someone. Hey PSSST. Please subscribe and like.